Hey, what's up, filmmakers and producers? This is Jordan Suzowitz here with Film the Hunt, a platform built by Tom Petrie and Nick Ventura of Become One. Film the Hunt is your leader in outdoor video education. And today, I get to sit down with Bryan Lemke and Adam Helwig from Almond Productions. Bryan and Adam recently just won the feature film category at the Badlands Film Festival in Indianapolis. Our conversation today covers what it took for them to put this together, their background, and what it takes to get into the outdoor industry. We also talk about their gear setup and how it is much different from when they started. Now, today's conversation is presented by Bedford Camera and Video, a destination for a one-stop shop for all of your production equipment. And if you're looking to save a few of those hard-earned dollars, I have a promo code for you. It's Film the Hunt. So after today's conversation, head over to bedfords.com and apply the Film the Hunt promo code at checkout. And welcome to today's conversation. I'm gonna scoot my chair this way. No, awkward. Well, we're here again at the 2020 FTH show, and last night was the Badlands Film Festival, and through social media, it's crazy how you meet people and you know who they are, but then you come to a show like this and you get to shake hands and see films, and yeah. So it's great to sit down with Bryan Lemke and Adam Helwig. Yes,
yep, that's right.
Today, and you guys rocked it last night. I was fortunate enough to cut the Badlands Film Festival, so I saw all the films, and people were asking me kind of like, man, who do you think it's going to be? I was like, man, there's one in there I think is going to do really well, and it was your guys' film, and of course everyone saw that, so it was super cool because for me, production is that's how you separate yourself. High-end production. You can tell someone's put a lot of time into something just by watching, and the quality and investment in gear and stuff like that. And you guys nailed it. You guys did a great job, and everyone saw that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That means a lot to us. And first of all, awesome job on cutting the intro. Super impressed. I mean, obviously I had a lot of good content there to work with, but I mean, very, very impressive. I think it really set the tone for the whole event, and you did a great job.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was. It's crazy. You go to all these outdoor shows and stuff like that, and ATA is awesome, but there's one night a year I really look forward to, and that's the Badlands Film Festival, and just the energy in the room and seeing all the filmmakers, work and how they put the stories together it's awesome.
Well, I think, too, Badlands, they're doing so much for our producers, and that's so cool, being in the industry long enough to experience when they had the big Golden Moose Awards and things like that for the network shows. And, that was really for the producers, though, and that's really changed. It's gone a different direction. They don't have the big award ceremony anymore, so the opportunities for our producers to get recognized now is getting slimmer, and Badlands hosting that event, having it here every year, and it just growing and growing and growing, getting bigger, I think is great for all of us producers.
Yeah, and this was actually our first time ever going to the Badlands, so it was a great experience for us too.
Yeah.
First time submitters, first time being there and experiencing, like, the crowd was amazing, just the interaction, when the films were playing on the screen. So that was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah. And it's fun too, because there's not many times you get to see your work on a big screen and hear the sound and feel the bass and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's wicked. And again, congrats to guys again on the feature film victory. So that's pretty cool.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's a special one for us. I mean, we Adam did all the filming pretty much, and all the post production on that film, and I came up with the storyline and produced it from that angle. And it's a special one for me because it was a letter to my son, and it was interesting. I was nervous, like really nervous going in, and it wasn't that I wanted to win that bad, or it wasn't nervous on that part. That was the first time I've really seen myself on a big screen. So that was nerve wracking, and I'm humbled that everybody enjoyed it, because there was some really great competition.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got big names in there like Jason Matzinger and guys like that, and it's very humbling and very awesome to have that experience and even get chosen. Because I think Blake said there was over 65 films submitted. That's a lot of films.
That's great. I mean, that's great for producers.
Yeah.
It's great for the industry. I hope there's double that next year.
Right.
But, keep them coming. That's awesome.
Well, give me a little background on you guys and who you are, what do you guys do, and
Sorry, I can say.
Go ahead.
So basically, we're both from Pennsylvania originally.
Okay.
based out of Minnesota now, and actually both ended up there. Didn't know we were from different ends of Pennsylvania. Ended up in Minnesota together, kind of both out of college. Adam started in 2010. I started in 2012 with Driven TV and Pat Nicole.
Oh, absolutely. Great people.
Mm-hmm.
Great people.
Yeah.
And we worked for them full time, just in-house, until the end of 2016. So Adam handled all of the post-production side of things and all
Awesome,
of the
man.
editing
Yeah.
of Driven's show. I was their main field producer.
Nice.
And did that until the end of 2016. And at the end of 2016, we decided that, it was time for us to branch out. We wanted to do more things than just kind of one show and expand our business and our company. So we did that, made a step and started Almond in 2017. And it's been absolutely awesome. It's enabled us to do a lot of different things, work with a lot of different people. And from a creative standpoint, it was really great for us too, because, we do a lot of stuff, frankly, outside the hunting industry now, outside the outdoor space. And that's great, one, for our business, but it's great from a creative standpoint, because we're always doing something different. We really enjoy it. So, so Almond started in 2017, and we work with a lot of different people, do a lot of different things. And
good for you guys. I'm glad you mentioned, working outside of the industry and how it helps your creativeness. And as a freelancer, there's so much. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to make money,
right?
Because you got to, make a living and stuff like that. There is money to be made out there. For anyone listening, if you want to run a camera or do post production, whatever, we live in a world that content is needed, and it needs a lot. We need a lot of it. So
and that need is going to continue to grow. It's going to grow exponentially. That's not going to stop. There's always a need for content, and I don't care what industry you pick. There's a need for video content, video content, photography. What we do, creative. I guess creative content. The outdoor space is absolutely great. That's my passion. That's why we do it. Adam has gained a passion, I think, in the outdoor industry, but there's lots of money to be made other places, and it's not all bad thing. Just because we have a passion or I have a passion in the outdoor industry doesn't mean that I don't enjoy doing other things outside of it.
Right. So, a little bit about me. I never hunted a day in my life.
Is that right?
I didn't know anything about hunting before I started working for Pat Nicole.
Right on.
So it's very outside perspective coming in.
Yeah.
And I think that was something that they wanted to kind of try. And it worked out great. And just kind of bringing an outside, because sometimes hunting shows can be a little kind of the same.
Yep, absolutely.
So bringing that kind of more cinematic, outside the box perspective was a good change. And I noticed, I'm not saying it's because of me, but just kind of when I started in 2010, kind of the trend, it started trending more towards that cinematic style. More shows, trended towards that, and that's great because I love that type of editing style and shooting style. Just like Bryan said, it wasn't my first passion, but grown to be a passion, the outdoor space, and grown to respect everybody that does it.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Like just being on this hunt, filming Bryan for the film was a grueler. Was not in shape really for it. I'm a guy that sits behind the computer most days. It was.
What state did you guys hunt in?
It was in Alberta, actually.
Alberta,
oh,
Canada.
really?
Yep, it was in Alberta.
That's wicked.
Yeah, so it was awesome. I had filmed a lot of mule deer hunts over the years, but never once had I got the opportunity to shoot one. So, we made the decision at I guess the beginning of that year that what, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go to Alberta and that was it.
And you'd mentioned it, but the name of your film was Love Dad. Yeah. The crazy thing, and this is what I love about it the most, is your son will be able to watch that when he gets older. Yeah. You'll have that. It's so awesome. Well, so awesome.
And that's why it's so special for us. I mean, I my son, it kills me being here. I can't wait to get home. I've had a great time here. Can't wait to get home and see him, you know, and see my wife, and she's back home taking care of him. But, I'm a huge advocate for somebody to take a camera. I don't care if it's a GoPro or a Tact camera or a point of view camera, anything that you can take out there with you in the woods, every single time you go. And as much as I'm an advocate for it, I understand that there's sometimes that you hate to take an extra tree arm, or you hate to throw a camera in or whatever if you're going out by yourself. But those memories, those things that you create that you can come back and share. I can't wait to share everything with my son, you know, and the people around us. Those things last forever if you can create those memories. So I encourage everybody to, like I said, whether it's an A7 III or something, just a point of view camera, man, go out and capture as much as you can, because it'll be worth it. That's stuff you can look at forever.
Yeah. And then you got to dump it on hard drives and back it up. So,
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Excuse me. Yeah, I've had SD cards go bad, so it's not always, you know, you get situations and stuff like that that you can encounter. But again, having that is truly special, and yeah, it's
Absolutely.
yeah. Now, did you guys go to school for production then?
So yes, I went to Penn State University for film and video. Got a film and video degree.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Bryan's a different story.
Yeah. I have a biology degree actually.
Really?
From the University of Wisconsin.
Okay.
And didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with that,
Yep.
and getting ready to graduate there, and decided, you know what, I think I want to go to dental school. I want to be a dentist, and that's
definitely a curveball.
Yeah, it was. I think it was one of two things. It was that I saw I had interest in it, but I saw that, well, I could go be a dentist, make a lot of money, make my own schedule, and hunt a lot, basically.
Yeah.
But when I really sat down and graduated and looked at it, and I went, is that really what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. What do I want to do? I took a step back and said, what am I passionate about?
Yep.
And one was hunting. Two, I've always been passionate about filming and content creation. And I mean, my dad took me on my first hunt out of state when I was 14 years old in Wisconsin. And I actually met Pat Reeve that day, that first day that we were there. He was in the same camp. And, that was when I kind of fell in love with the filming aspect of it. So, saved up, got myself a camera, taught myself as much as I possibly could learn, about just filming and related it to the hunting thing. And so after college, I said, I really like this. I'm going to make a go of it and try it. And luckily enough, I'd gained enough experience at that point to have somebody like Pat Reeve say, you know what, I want to invest in you. And I don't mean invest financially, but invest in your talent. And he taught me a lot. I mean, he's one of the forefront guys who I mean, I don't want to say started filming, but I mean, from the hunting standpoint, he was one of the first guys out there really pushing production, and still to this day. Yeah. So, I think he invested in me, and we took it, grew from there, and just ran with it.
Yeah, it's exactly. One of my bankers and longtime friends always told me, take something that you love and that you would do for free, figure out how to make money at it, and then you'll never work a day in your life. Yeah. And I don't like. I love it. It's crazy because it's like sometimes people are like, oh, it's Monday. I don't know. Saturday to me, it is what it like. I love life so much that because I love what I do, I don't ever go to work. Like it's crazy.
I think there's a line that hits me every time I watch the film that Love Dad that won last night, and it's that the world is full of opportunity. And that line hits me every time because I had a hiccup on that line, and it went in there for a reason because it's such a positive thing. But the world really is full of opportunity. If you find something that you enjoy, there's some way that you can make a living doing it. And it comes down to whether you want to do it or not do it. It's not very hard. We can all make excuses. I could make an excuse why, that table actually doesn't exist. Whatever it may be. Yep. Like if you find something that you love, you'll find a way to do it.
Yep. 100%. And yeah,
it's not easy sometimes, like especially the hunting industry. It's not easy to make it as a freelance guy in the hunting industry. It's absolutely not, because I don't want to say oversaturated. There's so many guys out there doing it. There's so many people that are passionate about it. And there's a lot of creative people out there. But, there's a select few that will absolutely rise to the top because they're dedicated enough. They have the passion. They put the right tools in their hands, surround themselves with the right people, and they will be successful. So don't think you can't do it in the hunting industry.
Right. Yeah.
You absolutely can.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. And, work ethic, like you said, passion, being driven. Obviously, all those roles play in being successful in life in general.
Yep. Absolutely.
but having all that is great. So let's talk about production a little bit. How did you start out? I know you said you went to school for production. I mean, did you go to Walmart and grab a Sony Handycam and start filming before you went to college, or were you just like, man, I really want to be a producer?
Yeah, my single focus was always in the post-production side, editing.
Right on.
That's what I've always loved.
That's awesome.
Like the things that interested me most were like movie trailers.
Yeah.
Like I love that 2 to 3 minute jam pack, like get your emotions going, like,
yeah,
I want to see that, or that sucked. But just
Yeah.
creating that emotion for people, like that's what I love to do.
Yeah.
Whether through sound design, music, the shots, that's what I love. So I've always gravitated towards post-production, editing, filming, like just, I guess, a natural talent for that too. I think mainly through editing, like I know what's a good shot, and I think I've honestly learned filming through just seeing so much footage and editing that just kind of became natural.
And that's helps if you can edit and do post-production. That helps you as a field producer or a producer in the out there, because you said it, you know what to get. You're not just out there wasting shots and and it helps. And then when you know that, it helps if you have to send your footage to another producer,
right?
Because it's like, well, it's just a lot easier.
Absolutely.
So it's more, there is guys out there that's all they do is run camera, and they're great at it. But if you can have an understanding of both elements, that just helps you if anyone is wanting to get into the industry or do commercial work or whatever it is.
Right. And I think every cameraman should learn a little bit of editing, just so they understand. Like, I think it's only going to help them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like even the basics, like just to understand shots and just not, like you said, waste anything or just help your producer.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you edit on?
Final Cut.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Everybody I've asked is Premiere, but I'm a Final Cut guy.
I don't think we've talked to one person at this show who edits on Final Cut besides you.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Use After Effects for big After Effects user.
Yeah.
Just love the speed of Final Cut. It just works for me. Super fast. I've used Premiere. I know Premiere.
Yeah.
But
do you think you'll ever make the switch in using Premiere more than, or making just switch in general?
No.
I
don't.
Really?
I probably would go, if I did make a switch to anything, it'd probably be DaVinci Resolve.
Right on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, good for you, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that answer.
Yeah. Yep. Final Cut all the way.
What about you?
Yeah. So kind of the opposite for me. I came into it from the field production side. Always had a camera in my hand. I started with most basic, and I was young. I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
But the most basic camera you could buy really from Walmart.
Yep.
And that's really, I won't say that I produced any great content or did anything great, but started to learn the basics, and that's how I got into it.
Yeah.
It's interesting to talk about the editing thing, because I don't do a lot of editing. I don't do a lot from the post-production. I do a little bit. Mm-hmm. Some rough cutting. I understand it.
Yep.
I guess, and to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not the kind of guy that could sit there, or that wants to sit there, and I have the ability to make the decision not to sit there now, behind the computer all day, but that's just not me. And I think there's a lot of field producers out there that feel like they have to be an editor too. And I agree with Adam that you should understand it, because it's made me a better shooter, hands down.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us have heard the term shoot for the edit, and if you don't understand the editing aspect, there's no way that you can go out and shoot something for a week and go deliver to an editor who, was never there, and he's going to sit back and look at the footage and go, what happened? So there's definitely an advantage to understanding editing. But I think for field producers, guys that are out there freelancing, running camera, if you don't want to be an editor, it goes back to the passion thing. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be an editor too. Understand it, definitely learn it.
Yeah.
But find what your passion is and go do it.
That's right. Yeah. And start. Like you said, you start out super simple with your camera, but like, what are you guys running on now?
We use a Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro 4.6K.
Yeah.
Got to throw that in there.
4.6. That's right.
No.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to start out
Love
again
it.
is
Love that camera.
yeah. Started with a little handy cam and if being driven and working hard. Now you're shooting on an amazing piece of machine.
Yep.
You know, it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Then we run, Sony A7 IIIs. We've had a Canon Mark III that we use. I think that's pretty much our camera line.
Yeah, big camera wise, it's kind of that
drones.
black magic stuff. We do have a black magic
the
pocket cinema
6K.
camera, which is
Yeah,
6K.
how can I forget that?
which we've actually just got here recently.
Yeah, pretty recent.
That we've kind of fallen in love with for different aspects.
Yeah.
But obviously A7 III is glorious. It's a workhorse of a camera. You've said that before too, Jordan. That's kind of our line of cameras.
It's crazy, and for anyone that's listening that doesn't really understand, you hear 4K and standard high def and stuff like that. You said 6K. Now, as a post producer or post production, 6K can get you. You can shoot a wide shot. You could really crop it in. So people are like, oh, we don't need to shoot in 4K. We don't need 6K. It's like it helps out so much because you can crop in and still hold quality and. Yeah, it's cool that you guys are shooting on high quality end machines, and because you could tell last night totally that it was shot with expensive gear, and it was shot well, and everything's crisp, and I mean, it was good, way good. Yeah,
Thank you
it
very
was because I appreciate high end production, because I know what goes into it, and so when you see it, it's like, man, those guys worked hard.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we do invest in our equipment, and I think that's a really important part of it. I do want to stress though that I don't necessarily, because I just had this conversation with somebody else, I think it's not the most important part. I think guys a little bit get caught up if they have the ability to and I need to get this camera, I need to have the best thing, I need to have this, that, and the other thing, and they totally neglect upgrading their tree arm, for example. Right. So just, anybody's out there listening that is thinking about upgrading. Yeah, great. Upgrade absolutely as much as you can. But don't forget the little things that are going to make your footage better. Buy a tripod, right? Use a tree arm. Use these different tools that are out there. That'll make your footage, just as good, not just as good, but, those are just as important aspects in creating a film or a piece of content, just as important as your actual physical camera equipment.
Yeah. You can make a great film with an iPhone, and you can make a crappy film with a Red. So
100% valid, man. Yep. And understand your gear too. I mean, obviously, if you're going to run these machines, you got to understand and how to run them and stuff like that. And it's all a learning process.
Right.
But I do got to ask, Sony or Canon?
Ooh,
It's a good question, actually.
And why?
Yeah.
that is a great question.
And you can both be different. Yeah.
I guess before we got the A7 III, I would have said Canon, because we use that thing all the time.
Yeah.
And we kind of built it to use that the Magic Lantern, so we could record in RAW, and that was ridiculous for a long time.
Yeah, and that changed the entire camera. The ability to load Magic Lantern on there and be able to shoot in RAW. I mean, that really beefed up that machine.
Yeah.
And I would have said the same thing. Canon hands down all day.
But,
now I don't think so. I would say probably Sony. I mean,
Yeah.
I run that A7 III 100 times, 95 times more than I run the Canon now. I think it's a quality thing, but ease of use, everything about that camera is awesome. It's a fun one to run. So I would say Sony. Yeah.
But we run all Canon glass EF lenses. So
and I asked that just to get people's opinion, but Canon is a great company. They make great products. I mean, like I said, you're running Canon glass, and we run Canon glass on the Red. But Sony, I just feel like they're just one little step in the industry and stuff that we do here. And who knows, Canon may come out with something and be equally as good. I mean, I don't know.
You're not going to lose either way.
Exactly.
Really.
Yeah. But I just know some people are super loyal to Canon, and some people are just super loyal to Sony.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's such an interesting game too. We play with these cameras because, like as hunters, like camera equipment is not built to go out there and do what we do with
Correct.
it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I get this question asked to me so many times, and it's like, well, what camera should I buy? What's the perfect?
Yeah.
Listen, if the perfect one was out there, I have some in mind that I love to see out there. They don't exist. There's not
Right.
the perfect thing. There's so many questions that go in, and that's why companies like, and this isn't a push, that's why companies like Bedford are great, because like there's so many combinations, there's so many variables that go into what camera should I buy, what lens should I buy, what equipment. I mean, is from budget to your goal with it. You know, I think you know, again, there's companies out there that are doing things to make it simpler for producers to go out there and say, okay, look, here's what I'm going to do, here's what I need to do.
Yeah.
People that understand, that are hunters, that have done it before, that can make a good recommendation for you. But it's a hard game. There's not. I wish there was a perfect lens out there to film a whitetail hunt.
Oh man,
There's
it'd make
not.
our life easier.
Absolutely.
But that's why we love Bedford so much, is because we can call them and they can set people up, and you know, and they got the Film to Hunt discount code. So it's like, it's for the industry, and it's good to have a camera company that people can just go to and be taken care of, instead of like going on Amazon and trying to figure it out, or you know you can always call their people, but Bedford's is well versed in you know, getting people set up, and they do a great job. And because there's not a perfect camera out there, or you know, to take out the woods, having insurance on your gear is
Yes.
a must.
Absolutely.
I had a rough year this year. I broke a lot of stuff, and it was all covered.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And it's going to happen. I mean, you can be as careful as you want, as careful as possible, and it's going to happen. And I know it sucks to, you know, it's like having insurance in anything. It sucks to have it. It sucks to have to pay an extra dime. But
Yeah.
man, is it worth it? And is it necessary?
I dropped my backpack out of the tree this year, and it had the A7 in it. Blew it apart. Yeah, I was climbing down for the day, and I was hunting with Blake from Badlands. And he's standing down there, you know, waiting for me to climb down. And I got my system, you know, I strap my tree stand in my backpack, like, because I got a frame backpack, and I'll put my the day pack on my tree stand. Well, for some reason, I went out of my routine, and it fell, and I was like, Blake, get all the way. And he's looking up, there's a backpack coming at him. Oh, it was, yeah. But, you know, because I had insurance, the MAC warranty and stuff like that on it, it was taken care of. I didn't have to pay a dime. Got it back, and yeah, we were rocking and rolling again. So what's on your guys' horizon?
Yeah, lots of good things, both inside the outdoor space and outside. Definitely within the outdoor space, the guys from Deer Society and Illusion, we've really partnered up with them, and they have taken us in. We're doing a lot of full-time stuff with them, and they've invested in us. And I talk about that again too, not necessarily a financial investment, invested in our talents, and we believe in them and what they're doing. So you're going to see a lot of content of ours pushed out through the Deer Society and the Illusion brands. You know, so there's that for sure. Working on a few new film ideas for this upcoming year, probably something a little different, and I don't even know exactly what those are.
Yeah.
I have a couple ideas, and I don't know if even they might not even be a specific animal that we're hunting in those films. So kind of some cool ideas there. Lots of stuff outside.
Good.
You know, more corporate, more business stuff. So yeah, anything else you can think of that's big coming for next year?
So we're going to the UK.
That's on my bucket list.
We're going to the UK at the end of February to finish filming a music video, country music video.
Really?
Yeah, oddly enough. So we're doing it through the Deer Society. It's a song coming out called Deer Hunting Man.
Right on.
So it's kind of specific to
Yeah.
you know, the hunting industry. It's a great song. I think people are going to love it.
What? Well, why go to the UK to film out?
So apparently, you know how the British invasion took place here in the U.S. Back in the 60s, 70s. Well, same thing's happening over there in Europe with country music. So this, you know, the record label is actually made up of the lead guitarist of Smash Mouth.
Okay, really?
And Jason Aldean's drummer.
Really?
So, and they've worked with tons of very talented people, you know, in the industry, country music and not. And so they're kind of bringing these up and coming country music artists up. And so he actually decided to move over to the UK at the end of last year because it's such a big revolution over there with country music. So he wants us to come out there to finish. We're, I'd say, 75% done filming all the B-roll stuff. So we're just kind of doing the performance scene over there, getting it done.
Yeah.
And it should be released in July of this coming year. So we're very excited about that. I think it's going to be big.
Yeah, that's an exciting one, and that's a different project, and that's those projects that you love to do because they're outside of the box, kind of different, and the creative juices just flow. You know, it's always cool to work on something different than what you always do, and that's a special one. That'll be cool, I think, for as an industry wide thing. I think a lot of people appreciate the song, and you know, Adam says it's a great song, and it is a really great song. Adam really doesn't listen to country music. He's not a deer hunter, and the first time he heard it, he's like, "I love it." You know.
Nice. Yeah. And that's, just to touch real quick on, I mean, again, doing what we do, it gets to take you to crazy places and do crazy things.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, it's, you gotta take advantage of every one of those opportunities, because, you know, it's a cliche thing to say, but life is so short. You know, take advantage of, again, I messaging straight out of the film last night, and it's not just BS messaging that we put in there. It's stuff that I really, really, truly am passionate about and believe in. Like, life is short, full of opportunities. Take advantage of every one. Like, if you're passionate about it, man, life's too short. Figure out what you got to do to make it work and do it.
Exactly. Where can guys or gals find out more about you guys?
Facebook, obviously. Almond Productions.
Awesome.
Almond.net is our website.
Cool.
You can go to Deer Society, see a bunch of our stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Facebook and Instagram and Almond.net, like you said. But yeah, a lot of our content's going to go out through Deer Society and you know, their website and through their YouTube as well. So check out the content. They got some great contributors, really great things going on. You know, the thing that I like most about the Deer Society guys is the information that they're driving. You know, it's they pride themselves in delivering good content, but it's such valuable content because it's not about them. There's no celebrity driven aspect of it. You know, it's all information, it's education. It's for you and I out there listening to their podcast or watching their video content. It's to make us a better hunter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's well, keep rocking, keep doing what you guys are doing. And congrats again on the film. I really appreciate you guys coming here and sitting down and sharing a little bit and telling people who you are and yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us on. Appreciate everything that you do too. And it's been awesome.
Hopefully we can collaborate here sometime.
Yeah, it'd be sweet, man. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks for listening to today's conversation. If you are interested in learning more about the outdoor video education courses, make sure you check out filmthehunt.com. And if you are someone new to filming, or even if you have some experience and you want to learn more, check out the online courses, as they are full of great information. And if you sign up for those online courses, make sure you use the promo code FTH Podcast. That is FTH PODCAST, and that will save you 25%. We also want to give a big shout out to Bedford Outdoors and Bedford Camera and Video for the support of today's conversation. And if you're in the market for some new gear, make sure you head to bedfords.com. That is BEDFORDS.com, and use the Film the Hunt promo code to save on gear and accessories. And again, thanks for listening to today's conversation. Cheers, everyone.